The Wisconsin Republican candidate vying for U.S. Senate made stops around the northern part of the state today.
Northern News Now's car cop joined Eric Hovde on the campaign trail, telling us what his priorities will be if elected.
Driving up to the Gathering Barn in Ashland, Wisconsin was a large RV. The quote on the side of it, "Restore the American dream."
Where you get to pursue your own passion, what you want to do in life, to succeed, to create a good family, to have economic opportunity.
Wisconsin businessman Eric Hovde is hitting the campaign trail, visiting 28 counties in the state, including northern Wisconsin.
You know, we've all been blessed to live in this wonderful country.
The Republican looking to unseat current Wisconsin U.S. Senator Democrat Tammy Baldwin. One of his top priorities, inflation.
Too many people have been hammered by the inflation that's been caused over the last 4 years.
Hovde blaming inflation on those in Washington, D.C. Another hot topic for the candidate, party division.
We've got to bring our country together. We've got to stop putting on the blue jersey or the red jersey. We've got to put on the red, white, and blue jersey.
The southern border, national debt, and health care were also issues Hovde focused on, hoping voters select him into office in November. In Ashland, car cop, Northern News Now.
Now, we did reach out to Senator Baldwin. She deferred a comment on Hovde's campaign to the Democratic Party of Wisconsin. The party provided a short statement saying in part Hovde's insults Wisconsinites every time he opens his mouth.